Well, good morning, adventurers. As you know, we have been chilling down in Texas with my friend, living in her driveway in Old Clementine. It's been a blast, but you know that we've been doing this because we are ultimately waiting on our tow vehicle to get done at the mechanic so that we can attach it and hit the road. But since it's taking a little longer than planned, like it always does, we have just been working on final projects, things that we weren't sure if we were going to get to before we hit the road or not, and we're getting to them before we hit the road.
Well said.
Thanks.
Eloquent as always.
But that means that we are going to get through one more big project that we never in a million years dreamed we...
Almost had it.
But that means that we are going to get through one more big project that we never thought we were going to get to. Y'all, we are going to be turning this to this. All this and more coming up on the Endless Adventure. Pew pew. It's coming up.
So here are all the supplies we need to build this door. First off, we have our aluminum rails that we're going to use for the frame and the hardware to fasten it all together, our 1/4-inch cedar paneling that we're going to put on the outside, some foam board to use for insulation, some contact cement to adhere the panels, and then of course some outdoor waterproofing deck stain. We decided to build the door out of aluminum because obviously we wanted to stand the test of time.
Yeah, plus you guys know that there was so much water damage in there when we bought this thing. We have so much PTSD from seeing like decayed wood.
Yeah.
We don't want to ever see it again.
But we are putting cedar paneling on the outside of it.
Okay.
But we're gonna seal the heck out of that stuff, you guys, so it's gonna be fine.
Plus, it's gonna perfectly match our cedar planks at the front. Y'all know we love cedar on the outside, cedar on the inside, cedar at supper time.
One thing we've been dying to use is this extruded aluminum. It is this really cool stuff that actually has its whole clamping system. You use this hardware right here. We're gonna show you how all that stuff works, but it's very lightweight, but also very, very sturdy. You can pick these aluminum extrusions up on Amazon, but you can also go to a Grainger store if it's near you. That's where we got ours. It's like a metal supply store. We've never been there, but they have all kinds of metal.
It's for like really serious people, we realized.
Yeah, we're not that serious.
So it was a little intimidating.
The biggest challenge in planning this project is how the heck are we going to adhere these planks to the aluminum frame? Because we can't really brad nail it. We don't really want to put screws into it. So we're using this, baby, contact cement. We feel like this is the perfect stuff for the job because it's indoor, outdoor, but it has a little bit of flexibility because as you know, the wood can expand over time. Aluminum can also kind of move over time. So we want to make sure that that doesn't cause the seal to break.
This way we have no nails or no punctures through our wood.
It's gonna look so clean on the outside.
No failure points anywhere.
Our frame is coming along nicely. Check this out. Very structurally sound.
Maybe the most solid thing we have built to date.
Yeah, it's very cool. So this is called a 80-20 extrusion, something like that. This is my first time working with this stuff, but apparently van lifers use it all the time. You have this little angle bracket right here that has these little custom built V-channel thingies. So you just slide them into the slot just like that. And then you can, whoopsie. And then you put them where they need to be. And then you can just tighten these all down and you don't have to do any kind of welding or anything. But what's really cool about all this is that it can all be changed and moved if you decide you wanted to do something different. So if you had a piece here, you can just move this, loosen them up and move them to wherever you want. So a lot of people build like custom desks and shelves and all kinds of stuff. They build 3D printers out of this stuff, all manner of things. We've also fitted our new door handle and I had to painstakingly grind out a little slot from this extrusion aluminum in order to fit the little thing in there.
So the reason why we ultimately decided to replace this door is because it's pretty old and finicky. As you can see, it's got some scuffs on there. You have to really like smash it to shut it.
It also doesn't lock from the inside. This is broken.
It's pretty drafty. The seal around the window is pretty nasty. The wood is definitely very brittle in here. And it generally just wiggles a lot. We did look into getting like a real replacement door, but surprise, surprise, ours is some custom weird size. So you'd have to pay a lot of money and wait a lot of time for a new one to come in.
Yeah.
We are gonna put a brand new fancy electronic lock on this door. So this one only has one keyhole. This one has multiple locks. You can punch it in. It has a clicker. So we're gonna be getting in and out real fast now, y'all.
And with our new steps,
Woo! We'll be
ease
flying.
of use, baby.
All right, y'all, moment of truth. We have removed our door, and now we are going to compare the weight of our old door to the approximate weight of the door we are building, and hope that we are maybe the same-ish. So the ingenious way we decided to figure this out is to weigh myself with a door. All right.
169.3, baby.
And now I'm gonna weigh myself with all this, and I can already tell it's a lot heavier. Shoot. What? Is that real?
It's lighter.
2 pounds light. I mean, we're gonna have more panels. We have to put that window in here, but
If anything, it's only going to be like a little bit heavier.
that's wild.
Nice job.
Yeah, all right. You know, typically we never get on a scale to weigh stuff like that because we're too self-conscious of stepping on there. But we have actually been using Noom, so I am getting more and more excited to step on a scale. And they're actually sponsoring today's video, so we want to give them a huge shout out for supporting the channel. Now, can I put these things down?
I mean, you didn't have to hold it through.
Well, I don't know. Noom takes a more science-based approach to weight loss by helping you learn how your mind works and how to make better decisions when it comes to getting yourself healthy. They also have a built-in step counter so I can make sure I'm getting my steps in, and a meal tracker to make sure I'm not overeating. Noom even helps you track the water you drink because we never end up drinking enough water throughout the day. One thing I've definitely already noticed is that I have been sleeping a lot more soundly, which has given me tons more energy during the day. Daily lessons are at the core of Noom's curriculum. They give you nutritional tips and little bite-sized doses as you go along each day. So you can click on the link below in the description or go to noom.com/endlessadventure and take your own free Noom evaluation.
But now we have to evaluate the rest of this door.
Ay, ay, ay.
We're almost there, you guys. Well, are we? I don't know. We still got a ways to go.
I think maybe I have some meals to track inside instead. These are my steps for the day.
All right, y'all. Final trim piece is going in. It's looking pretty sharp. Literally. Look at these edges. That'll kill you. I've already cut myself many, many times. We're going to sand all that down to make it smooth, obviously. How do you guys like our little hanging job? Sometimes you got to get crafty with how you like clamp stuff.
Well, we really wanted every side to be facing up with the cement on it so that it didn't pool or drip or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
So, there you go.
That's what we're doing. All right, we're doing our first dry run of the front of the door. So this is our cedar paneling that we're gonna put on there, and we cut out the little hole for the window. So far, no real issues or anything.
So we always knew if we rebuilt our door, we would put cedar paneling on it somehow. But we were just actually at a food truck, an Airstream in Austin, and we saw they had a door that looked just like this, with the cedar planks
just like
going
with
this
slats
way.
of wood going down it. And we were like, yep, that looks good. We're gonna do that.
Yeah.
We contemplated doing a more complicated pattern like angles or something like that, but we're just not there yet, you guys. We don't want to make, this is already a hard enough project. Plus, it matches the little cedar paneling that we have on the front of the RV. So I think we are ready to adhere these. So we're gonna get all the contact cement ready. We're gonna put it on both sides, and then we're gonna put these on one by one, and it's gonna go so smoothly. That's not working. Whoop. Ah, hello.
Like, that's a nice crush.
Hold this for a second.
Jeez.
I was gonna do this cool shot where I just talked to you guys all of a sudden, but that didn't work. So this contact cement is doing the job. I think it's gonna work out pretty well. One of the downsides was the wood paneling is only touching here, here, and here. So it's a pretty thin area of coverage.
Yeah.
So we really doubled or tripled up, in some cases, the coating of contact cement. But it seems to be holding pretty well. Our fear is obviously if we're driving down the road and somehow this is peeling back and it goes flying off or something, but
It looks like a tornado or something that's going to peel off one by one.
But I really don't think that's going to happen.
How's it going over here?
Oh, it's going good. Just kidding. We are in custom RV door hell. I'm actually just working on the lock. This fits a standard door opening. There's nothing standard here. So we're having to do a bunch of modifications. We don't want to cut the wood too far back because then you'll see it through this little seam here. So this was meant to slide right in here, and it's so friggin' close. We just have to slowly shave everything back so it fits perfectly like a glove. We had to cut this back a little bit because all that metal's in the way. This is the real culprit here. There's nothing normal about this, so it just doesn't want to fit. Anyways, as you can see, we have been making a bunch of progress on the door. We actually ended up putting a layer of Kills on the back side of the wood just to kind of seal it, and in case any moisture gets in, it can't really do that much damage. We also used some marine sealant just around the edges to also help keep some water out. We cut our little foam board pieces and placed them in. Used this goofy crap to fill all the cracks, which we're kind of regretting because as you can see, it overflows out of there and then takes forever to cure. And we don't want that bubbling up behind the wood when we put it on, so TBD what we're gonna do with that. But the thing is pretty well insulated at the very least. It's moments like this where I wonder why the hell we do this to ourselves.
It was going really well. Putting the wood on was so much fun, and then you get into the practical things, and that's not fun.
Yeah, and technically this was cheaper than buying a regular door. All the doors we spec'd out were like between $500 to $700, and they didn't even really fit, and I kept emailing the manufacturer, and they were like, well, I can't guarantee this thing's gonna fit, I don't know. So that's ultimately why we decided to build our own. This whole project probably cost about $350, maybe?
Yeah, and it's going to be the door of our dreams.
Yeah,
so worth it.
Theoretically half price. Is it worth all the pain and suffering? Probably not, but hopefully it at least entertains you guys. I don't know.
I think we finally have it working. There we go. That's what we wanted. Sadly, as you can see, we went a little big right there. So we were talking about doing sealant around this anyway, since our surface is not flat and we have some bevels. Now that just basically sealed the deal for the sealant. We gotta do it.
Yeah.
Dang.
We're a little sour about that. We really thought we'd planned out this door handle and it was gonna fit perfectly, but we overcut the wood. So whatever.
Oh, we were going so slowly and so carefully, and I think we just got really frustrated at the end, and we were just like, just make it work, and then blew it out.
But on the plus side, it looks pretty good, huh?
It's looking like
Does
a
that look real or
door.
what? Check it out. You guys, I saw this little tail hanging over the deck, and I thought it was a skunk or something. But check it out, he's so cute, but apparently very vicious.
Y'all, the wildlife is going wild today. I don't know, we've seen the lemur. There are two lizards that have each other by the face. We're thinking one is biting the other one's tongue, but one's holding on for dear life. I don't know what I'm seeing right now. Now it is time for the staining.
We ultimately decided to go with gunstock Varathane because we love this stuff. Instead of the deck stain that we mentioned in the beginning of the video, we're gonna put all that stuff on, and then when it dries, we're gonna put a bunch of coats of poly on this thing, outdoor poly, and then it is going to stand the test of time forever.
It's gonna be beautiful until we die.
At least for 10 years. That's really all it's got to last, right? All right, anyway, we're gonna crank up the Billie Eilish and get staining, baby. We did it, you guys! Installed! Actually, we just did kind of a rough fit. We had to drill a few screws into it. There's only 4 in there right now. We're still trying to figure out the right positioning to get it perfectly square on the door.
All we said was we were going to build a door. We never said we were going to install it. So mission accomplished.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so the door is complete, kind of. So the window, the glass, the frame, and all that is going to be changed out. We haven't quite sorted that yet. We thought we were going to repurpose this frame and paint it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we think the window looks pretty janky. We don't really love it. So we're going to try to repaint it, and the frame, we might build our own frame to it. If we could go back in time, we might not have put a window in it at all. I don't know. Speaking of things we would do differently if we were doing this again, I'm still feeling fairly confident about the contact cement, but it remains to be seen whether or not it's going to hold. So far, it feels very sturdy. We also put sealant on the inside that's going to help it adhere to the aluminum.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be okay. We were also thinking about maybe covering it in epoxy, but epoxy, from what I understand, is always shiny. We don't really want it to be shiny, so we figured that's something we could actually do later on. If we decide the door isn't holding up and we just want to slap epoxy on it, we can do that.
Yeah, if, we're getting more and more worried about the cement, we can always put screws in it, although we really don't want to, but that's always an option.
Yeah.
We still obviously have to put a gasket around the door to seal it. We have that. We just want to make sure we get all of our fit issues right before we put anything else on the door.
Yeah. Right now, the door doesn't close because the original receiver mechanism is still stuck in there, and we're devising a way to remove that because it's kind of fixed in place.
We could take the entire door frame off and get it out of there, but that's a lot of work, and we don't want to do that. So we're trying to devise a plan to get at it from the outside.
Yeah, we're also coming up with a plan to cover up these screws. There originally was like a screw cover for this channel here, but they don't make those anymore, so we're gonna have to get crafty. But I guess anyways, once we get all that stuff squared away, I think we're gonna be happy with the door. Right now, we're feeling a little on the fence about it. I guess we could always change it out for a different door later on if we decide we don't like it, but it was a fun experiment at least.
I mean, we built a door. I didn't ever think I would build a door.
It is also incredibly solid, you guys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this thing isn't going anywhere. We did a pretty good job on it. I'm very happy with the construction of it.
I know, it looks real.
Yeah. So that's it for this project. Our little Suzuki Samurai that we're gonna have in tow is just about done. He got it started for the first time the other day, sent us a little video of it. It was awesome.
Gosh. But why we're not doing more with the door right now is actually because we got some friends in town, y'all. If you guys know of the Travel Beans, Alex and Emma, we've traveled with them in the past. It's been years, but they are in Austin, and we are going to meet them actually in a few hours.
Yeah.
So this is as far as we could get on the door.
Yeah, we're gonna have some really fun stuff coming up with them, so stay tuned. We're so excited to see them again. It's been years.
And they're gonna come and stay in this with y'all. There's gonna be 4 of us in there. We've never done this before, so stay tuned to see how fun and probably awkward that's gonna be.
I gotta go edit this and then post it, so.
And I gotta pack. Okay. We gotta hit the road.
Plus, I need to take my mind off of all this stuff. This was a very stressful project, you guys.
Yeah, I'm sure we made it come across as really lighthearted and not that bad, but this one got us like to our core.
Yeah, it was tough. I'm glad it's pretty much the last project. We're done working on this thing, you guys. There's nothing else I have in me.
All right, goodbye, adventurers.
We'll see you on the road.